All right.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Gilver Bueno, and I, along with my project partner, Enrique Martinez, will be presenting to you building community spaces in NYC. Next slide, please. Here's our table of contents with some of the topics we will be discussing. What are public spaces? Looking for partners. They always say it can't be done. Triangulate. Next slide. Here are the rest. Form supports function. Money is not the issue. You are never finished. And then we will conclude. Next slide, please. So, what are public spaces? Public spaces are areas that the public uses for activities and social events. They should be comfortable and presentable, meaning that the public and individuals using the space should feel safe and they should offer a nice addition to both the look and the feel of the community. They should have a certain level of activity importance, meaning that the individuals coming to the public space should come there and enjoy themselves, have fun, and be able to relax or take part in any activity that they feel. They should be easily accessible and a good place for social. Thank you. They should be easily accessible and a good place for social interaction. Individuals should be able to come here and meet other individuals of the community or other individuals of distant further communities, no matter the mode of transportation or any form of way of getting there. Sorry. Next slide.
So looking for partners. Partners are critical for projects. Partners can help you brainstorm. They can help solve problems and help get a project off the ground and get it started. And partners can be local institutions, museums, and schools. So this is a sports law in Caracas, Venezuela, and it was helped put together with many partners, and designs were chosen with the help of the community. So the law itself has many themes such as skating, ping pong tables for the community itself to use, and it's located in the city, so it's easy to access. And materials used for this are concrete for the services and steels for the devices such as the swings.
They always say it can't be done. When creating projects, obstacles are inevitable. Having issues or some form of roadblock is always a part of the creation and the designing process. But being able to get through that issue or that roadblock just offers more meaning to the project for the community and the designers involved. Not having public spaces doesn't allow certain life obstacles to be fixed through community value. Having a community or a surrounding group of people to help individuals through certain issues is always a positive and is always a plus. And having an area where an individual can meet those people just makes it that much easier. Sure, issues may arise, but it is better than losing out on something that the community can benefit from. Issues will always be a part of the designing process. However, it is always best to actually get through them rather than shy away from those issues because the community may need this project, and having it may offer a lot more than the issues would mean for dealing with. An example of this, the Common Unity in Mexico or Mexico City. It is a beautiful location for children to both play and learn through the multi uses of the public space, such as the library and the park area. It is overall a beautiful area that originated from a very damaged location. Next slide. Triangulate. So, having triangulation, here are some of the positives. It offers possible introductions, meaning having triangulation allows people to meet new individuals either from the community or from distant, further locations. It prompts togetherness and connection, meaning that within the community, if there's ever an issue or a problem, it's issue that the community can get through together rather than separated. It can allow people to understand each other's problems. And it is also easy to configure or create. Throughout the designing process, it's simple rather than just a grand change or a grand detail. It's more of directing seats or areas towards each other to offer the possibility or the opportunity for individuals to talk. And then here are some of the negatives of not having triangulation. Not having triangulation promotes isolation, meaning that individuals would rather be separated or they would be isolated from each other instead of coming together as a community. Communities will be less likely to understand each other. If issues arise or if there's a new design or a new project coming to the community, there would less than likely be um, individuals who agree with each other and coming to an overall agreement on the topic or the issue, meaning that no one would really understand each other's issues or problems. Then there's the fact that it doesn't allow community growth. In order for the community to grow together, they would need to understand and be one with each other. So, not having an understanding of each other just means the community is separate and the community will stay static and stationary. And an example of this was the Tapes Rouge in Haiti, built by emergent vernacular architecture with multiple functions while also offering community inclusion. The center, specifically, the seating area is all directed towards each other, as well as a big open space for children to play in, offering children the opportunity to meet other children a part of the community and anyone within the seated area the opportunity to talk and get to know one another. Next slide.
So this is the Red Ribbon Park in China, and here's an example of a minimum design that improves the landscape. And the structure itself, it's like spiral glass. It's made of spiral glass, and at nighttime, the inside it glows. And as you can see, there's like dotted. The surface is dotted patterns where grass can grow off of. And the reason for the bright red is the bright red of the structure is it contrasts the surrounding green area. I mean, that's the issue. So this refugee house in Bangladesh was made with the help of the community. And money wasn't really an issue here since it was made of bamboo and straws. So it was quite cheap to make. And it could be replaced like over a year with bamboo. And bamboo and straws will be less dangerous during high winds. So money wasn't really an issue here, and they focused more on helping the community here.
You are never finished. I would first like to direct you towards the box at the top. It's a little legend. So the circle with the check mark means that the positives of the principle, and the circle without the check mark are the negatives of not having the principle. So the future is always changing, and adaptation is important. This is a positive because the future is always changing, especially with the new generations coming in, and having the ability to adapt and to change and conform to the future is always a nice touch because it shows that you are not outdated, nor is the project. Being stationary won't attract the community. Having a project that is simple and is stationary and static won't attract the community, which is the goal of having a public space. So, in order to shy away from that, you need to continue to improve upon your work. Improvements can always be made uh, in order to show how well you have developed your work and how well you've developed the project you are on. You always should strive to make improvements because the job is never finished. There is always an area that you can improve upon, and it shows a real passion for your work. Growing as a creator won't be reflected in your work. If you don't show improvement or you don't show a drive to be better throughout your projects, then it will show and people will understand that you're not an individual who hopes to create and be a part of the future. An example of You Are Never Finished is the project Bonaventure in the city of Montreal, Canada. It originally started as a regular highway in 1964. This is how it was opened and was reconfigured into much more in 2018. It now has roads, it has pathways to walk on, parks. It still has highway aspects. However, it also has much more for other pedestrians. Next slide. Thank you. That is all. We appreciate the opportunity to present for everyone. Any comments, questions, or concerns will